What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. Hey guys, so today I have a nice video for you guys. This video is a build up on the previous video I uploaded. I created a content recently about some African American who came to Ghana, and then I've read all of your comments, so I just felt the need, to share with you this video today. She's a Jamaican and she's lived in Ghana for 15 years, and I know her personally. I've known her for like over 4 years. She had experience, living in the West and some parts of Africa. She's married to a Ghanaian and she has kids. So one Jamaican brother interviewed her recently about her experience being in Ghana, and so I'm just gonna share with you some of the things she said about Ghana to help you guys understand previous video I uploaded the last time. The African American sister, her perspective, and then the Ghanaian perspective. Interesting video. You guys watch the video. Let me know how you feel about it. Like the video if you like it, so a lot of people can see it, and then share it to your family and friends. Just to set the space for this video, to make sure you guys are on board, you get to understand what she said, not to take anything out of context. Let's start from here.
When you hear about a country that's steeped in tradition, until you live that tradition, you don't really know what that steeped in tradition means. And here in Ghana, it's like everything is linked to some tradition. It shows up in the daily protocol, how you say hello to people. When you enter a room, you have to greet people in a certain direction. You have to greet them in a counterclockwise direction. You can never go clockwise when you're saying hello to people. And they're daily occurrences that remind you of how old this civilization is. And that traditions have been carried out since then. The whole family system, the matrilineal system of the Akan or the Ashantis, it comes from way back and it persists to this day. And I think it's beautiful to watch that. It's almost like walking through a historic city. Let's say you're walking through Spain and you're seeing these historic buildings. There's something very impressive about seeing history or seeing things that represent centuries around you. And in Ghana, you see that in people. People's behavior represents centuries of behavior that was interrupted at some point, but it wasn't taken away. And I think it's kind of beautiful to see that, and you take it for granted when you're here.
This first segment, she's talking about the Ghanaian tradition, how rich the Ghanaian tradition is. And this is very, something that I can attest to. I myself have this experience when I came to Ghana first, that Ghana tradition is very, very rich and is deeply rooted. I mean, you don't see it if you're in the city like in Accra, but when you travel around the countries, in Kumasi, for instance, or maybe in the Volta region, I mean, if you travel around the country, you can see that the tradition is very, very rich and it is still like very, very, very preserved. Personally, I think this is what makes Ghana like very, very attractive for the African diaspora who has never been to Africa. Like it kind of provides that African touch for them. So for example, the Cape Coast Castle, for instance, one of the biggest and the oldest here in West Africa. It's one of those things that is preserved that you guys can go and touch and like really make understand of slavery from a holistic point of view, from where it started to where it ended. I mean, the history of the Ashanti Kingdom and then the British over the golden stool. For me, that's a symbolic effort to preserve their tradition. So for a lot of African Americans coming back, people come back for different reasons. Some people just reconnecting with this tradition makes them complete. They don't really care much about the materialistic side of things. I mean, they've had that in the West already. But like having the spiritual connection, tradition that they've been stripped of, centuries ago, makes them feel complete. Other people, it's a different case. So if it is the materialistic side of things, you'll find something's missing. It came from you guys. This was just to set the space for this video. So now let's move to the next one.
Tradition here reveres time. There's a lot of reverence for the passing of time. And really, people do believe for everything there is a season. It's almost biblical. And that means how this translates is that people don't speak and share their information with the speed at which Jamaicans speak and share information. So Jamaicans and other cultures too, Jamaicans, we just put everything out there and we just speak our mind. That is like the biggest sin in Ghana. You do not put everything out there and you do not speak your mind just like that. What? There's a time, no. So me and my Jamaican crew, oh Lord, we get into trouble all the time. Lord, have mercy.
Because we're known for, if we like you, you're gonna know it.
The biggest sin in Jamaica is what? In Jamaica, the biggest sin is what? Hypocrite.
Right.
Cannot be a hypocrite, right? So our Jamaican belief is truth at all cost. Ghanaians believe in peace at all cost. So if it means that you have to hide the truth to maintain peace, or to not ruffle feelings, then people will hide the truth and they don't consider it lying. So that's why I'm hesitant to use the word lie. Jamaicans say, a lie, I tell my lie. No. They believe that if you're maintaining peace, it's okay to delay the truth or to color the truth. So, for example, if a relative dies, your own relatives could take a week to tell you that somebody important, somebody close to you has died, because they don't want the shock of it to hit you.
Wow.
Another thing is, and where we run into this all the time, is if a plumber comes to the house and they say, boy, you can fix this pipe. Yes, man, I can fix it. When you coming? You coming tomorrow? Yes, I'm coming tomorrow. Tomorrow pass, the next day pass, the next day pass. So finally, when he comes, you say, so why you never tell me? Boy, I never want to upset you. So that's classic. People will hide the truth so as not to upset you. If I say to you, Xavier, boy, may get married next week, you're coming to the wedding. As a Jamaican, he said, boy, may have something booked for next week, so I can't come. In Ghana, so that's what I would do in Ghana. I would tell you the truth straight up. I said, no, boy, I'm a book already, and I can't come. Here, you'd find that people would rather say, oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. And you interpret commitment to it. But no, they actually know right at that point that they can't come.
Wow.
But there's a spirit that says, it's okay not to say it all right now. We can say that later, or we can just not show up. And then afterwards apologize. So that is, so typically, and I speak with lots of Jamaicans about that, you will hear Jamaicans who aren't married to Ghanaians or who haven't been here for a long time missing that a lot. They just don't understand why the truth seems a bit delayed or seems a bit colored, because for us that's such a big deal in Jamaica to be a hypocrite.
Wow.
So that's the hardest thing. Very hard.
Now, so this segment he talked about explains everything. This is like the heart of this video, like this is just the honest truth about, things. This not only applies to Ghana, it is like that. I can't speak for the, the southern side of Africa or the eastern side or the northern side, but for West Africa, it is almost the same thing, So for a lot of people coming from the West, live in liberal societies, Africa is a conservative society, most especially Ghana. If you come with a liberal mindset, like 100% liberal mindset, difficult for you to really fit in a conservative society. I think a lot of African Americans are like having a challenge with trying to navigate, with the liberal mind or live in a conservative society. And that's the challenge. We've seen a lot of videos that, a lot of African Americans are putting out. And most of the time, what they say is their honest experiences too. But how you say it, that's where the problem is. And what she said about, for example, about somebody passing away, you don't come and be like, yo, this guy is dead. It's very true, even in my tradition, and I'm sure it's like this in many West African countries, because we have like the same people who are doing business within this region. So our cultures kind of rub off on each other's culture. For the most part, in the cities, people kind of adopt, the liberal kind of a mindset, the Western type of lifestyle, which in certain, in many cases is more efficient, but in other cases, even though it is efficient, but it is wrong in the context, but it's offensive to the culture. Having to balance between the two. We say in Africa, it's what separates the men from the boys, like how you handle this. So this begs the bigger question. So if Africa is developing, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go the Western way, the education we are giving, the civilization we are giving, or do you want to go the African way, the tradition our ancestors left behind? And this is a bigger question. I don't want to get into this today. It's not the purpose of today's video. I'm sure you guys like this video, and I'm sure you guys really understand, the Ghanaian culture. And so here is her advice, to people who are looking forward to, visiting Ghana.
I tell this to African Americans as well, because we come with the same quest for Ghana. Listen a lot and talk less. Because we talk so much relative to Ghanaians, we'll miss the nuances. We really do. And I think there's so much to see that you just have to silence yourself and silence the critique, save the questions, and do ask them, but don't sort of show up here and fire away, blah, 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 and why are they doing this? we don't get it. Ghana is not going to be delivered to you on a plate like that. It's not that obvious. But if you keep quiet, you can hear what Ghana is and hear what it represents. And anybody thinking of moving here, please visit first. Don't do this whole kind of, boy, I'm just going up and no, nobody does. Don't do that. So come connect with one of the Jamaicans here and have them sort of introduce Ghana to you.